Welcome back. We're here in the Shaker Racing World headquarters and we're getting ready to put the new engine together. So let's get to it. I'm going to give you kind of a rundown of what we're working with and showing you what's going in the truck. So we're going to start off with, we got this stuff from Comp Cams. This engine has already been in the truck and it was pulled out because the valve train was toast. So we talked to Comp Cams and got a bunch of cool stuff. Nothing major, just cam lifters and roller rockers for it. I get a set of real pretty fab valve covers, dirt cheap because again I'm poor. We got a new MSD billet distributor, used of course, because you know I can't afford that stuff new. We have the key to keeping my engines together: Duplicolor Ford Red engine paint. Now, let me explain to you about this paint. Years ago, I used to paint engines every color of the rainbow, and a good many of them came apart, whether it be something stupid, catastrophic failure. If I painted it Chevy orange, Ford blue, whatever, I would wind up having to take it apart again. So a couple of the engines I painted Ford red, and they held together, and I beat the holy hell out of these engines. So it's developed into this superstition of mine. We paint the engines Ford red. Anyway, as late as 4 years ago, I can prove to you that this superstition is still valid. This engine is old Ford blue. This is the engine I took out of Earthquake. I put it in. The valve train was junk. I pulled it back out. The engine that's in Earthquake is Ford red, and I've been beating the crap out of it mercilessly for 4 years. No issues. So there you have it. I should also say that this engine has been out of the truck for about 4 years now. It's been in 3 different shops sitting on this engine stand. So we had to go through and clean it all up, and I'm going to take the pan off of it and make sure the bottom end is clean. But I looked in the cylinders, everything's perfect. I had the heads off a couple months ago, and everything looked fantastic inside. Did a leak down test on the heads, everything perfect. So we're going to put a new valve train in it and hope for the best. Now, back to my parts. I have my lifter soaking because you don't want to put hydraulic flat tappet lifters in an engine that aren't full of oil. They'll never prime, it won't run right, wipe the cam out, whatever. So there you go. Emptied my bolt bin out, cleaned out the thing, the container, and filled it up with oil. Now I'll take one of my push rods and pump up each individual lifter, because inside each one of these lifters is a spring with a plunger, and you have to pump the air out of them. Then they can go in the engine. And before you do that, use some good quality assembly lube. And before you start it from there, you prime the oil system, so there is no air in the oiling system. So when you fire it, you have oil pressure. So there you have it. We're going to get busy putting the engine together. I'm not going to let you watch me because I'm funny like that. And I'll show you when we get it together. Okay, hit a snag putting the engine together. This is the old and the new rocker arm. The old rocker arm here has a pedestal that bolts down tight to the block, and there's no adjustment in there, and it uses a bolt to hold everything together. The new rocker arms are a Chevy style that have this ball and a nut so you can adjust the valves. It's a better design, less friction because it's got a roller tip, but the big dummy that placed the order didn't get the studs, so I'm done for the day. But I did manage to get the cam, lifters, timing chain, cleaned up all the push rods, got those back in. Now all I gotta do is order some studs and finish putting the engine together. So here at Earthquake Monster Truck, we're training a new parts cleaner. There she is. Wire wheel and some valve training. Does a nice job too. Check it out. We're almost done putting it all back together. Not bad. Well, getting ready to drop the engine back in Earthquake. There it is. Oh yeah. We're gonna make some noise. One thing I'd like to do is tell Scat thank you for not charging me an arm and a leg for awesome products. Got my new SFI flex plate here. Look at this bad boy. Shiny. Legal. We're legal. Can't wait to make some noise. Here we go. So, I wanted to point this out. This truck used to be a mega truck back in the day, and he went to mud bogs with it. When I bought this truck, I spent 2 days with a pressure washer and a wire brush cleaning this truck, getting all the mud off of it. I have had every single bolt out of this truck, and to this day, if I ever work on this truck, I eat dirt. So in case you're curious as to why I won't put this truck in the mud, check this out. This is the second time I've had this front clip off the truck. Can you see that? Yeah, it's dirt. It's mud. It's everywhere. No more mud for Earthquake. Okay, here we are. Getting ready to fire up Earthquake for the first time with the new engine. See what happens. I don't know where I'm going to set this so I can get in here to work my switches. the valve set, got the timing set, started breaking in the cam, and ran into a little bit of a problem. Yeah, my new valve covers, they didn't seal right because the flange is a little funny, so it caught fire. Leaked oil on the header and caught fire. That was exciting. See the burn spots in there. My oil leaking on my fresh paint. But my adrenal gland still works. We got the fire out, no major damage. Okay, found out about 6:30 tonight that the truck had to be in a show. We're filling in for a truck that couldn't make it to Springfield, Missouri tomorrow. And I recorded this earlier, but I forgot to put the memory card in the phone, or in the camera, so here we are again. Anyway, front clip was still off of it, fuel system was still dirty. So I had my nephew Trevor and my future son-in-law Micah come over and thrashed on the truck, and we're almost ready to go. It's a little past midnight now. Trevor's buttoning up the fuel system. We got the front clip back on. All the little odds and ends we had to tighten up are tightened up. But we're gonna make it. So yeah, old school monster life, gotta love it. Hey, about 1:30 in the morning, truck's buttoned up. All we got left to do is put gas in it, rebuild the carburetor, because I need to be a lot more rested than I am to deal with that many little parts. So in the morning I'll rebuild the carburetor, dump some fresh gas in it, take it for a rip, make sure everything's okay, but we should be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. See everybody at Springfield.